What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. I don't know if I ever told you all, but I am incredibly lucky to be in a space where it's pretty much summer all the time. I mean, take a look at this, guys. I mean, look how gorgeous this is. So as you all can see, I'm in a very beautiful park. It's one of the benefits of being in Florida. More importantly, that is not why we're here in this video. This video today is going to be focused around managing and monitoring Linux processes. So let me take a second and let you guys know that before we start any video, I always say this: go ahead and check out the description. Make sure you guys are updated on everything that's going on with the channel, because I keep everything updated in the description. So in this particular video, of course, we're going to be learning on ideas and concepts that we've learned from in the past. So if this is your first time coming to the channel, go ahead and check out the description. And also, specifically what I'm referring to is the Linux playlist that's there. Get caught up with all the videos that we have there, and then when you are all caught up, you can come back to this video and learn from there. So now that you guys are all caught up with the channel and you've seen everything in the description, there's one more thing that I need from you all before we go ahead and move on with today's video, and that's to go ahead and give me a like for the channel, as it helps the channel grow. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and also turn on your notifications so that way you're notified whenever we upload new videos to the channel. And lastly, of course, share this video with a family member or friend. Now on to today's topic. We're going to be talking about managing Linux processes, and not only managing it but monitoring it as well. Those two work hand in hand whenever you are working with the operating system, and not just Linux in general. When you're working with Windows, it's the same concept too. The idea is that you want more resources going to the things that actually do the work than it is to run the operating system and everything else that goes along with it. Now, since this is going to be a little bit more of an in-depth video, we decided to break it up into 4 parts. So welcome to the second video, guys. And in this video, we're going to build on what we learned from the first video. And of course, there was a lot of important information that we learned from the first video. So if you haven't watched that yet, make sure you check out the first video. I'll put a link in the description and possibly somewhere up on the screen over here. So be on the lookout for that. Now, in today's video, for the second video, we're going to take a look at what the top command is and how you can utilize that. We'll also take a look at some of the command shortcuts that you can use when utilizing top. And that is pretty cool because it gives you some really awesome information. We'll also take a brief look at what htop is. And finally, we'll wrap up with the vmstat command and what that is all about. So with housekeeping out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. I'll see you guys on the other side. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome back to the desktop. And by now, this environment should be very familiar to you. If you don't know how to bring up a terminal, or you're unfamiliar of what this environment is, make sure you check out the description in the video, as it always has the latest and greatest information. Plus, what we also do is we put a link to our Linux playlist on there. So that way you can go check on some other videos and get all caught up. And I say this in every video, our videos build on top of each other. So if this is the first time coming here, check out again some of those other videos, because we will be building on ideas and concepts that we've learned in the past. So it can be very easy to get lost. And of course, I don't want you to be lost. So with housekeeping out of the way, let's jump into today's topic. Now, you've seen a snapshot of the different processes that are currently running on this particular machine that I have, but there's a way that you can actually see it running in real time. It's a dynamic way of updating what processes are running on the computer, and that is using the top command. So if we quit out of here and we go into the man page for top, we can see here that top displays the Linux processes that are currently running. So let's go ahead and quit and do a top here. And you can see in real time what is actually running on this particular machine. Now, while using top, I'm going to show you guys some tricks on how to use top. And one of the first tricks that I'm going to teach you guys is using the capital P, and capital P sorts the processes that are used by CPU usage. Now let's go ahead and sort by memory usage, so that is capital M. Now let's sort by running time, that's capital T. Now let's sort by the process ID, which is capital N. Now lowercase t will change the display of the CPU usage in the summary section. So if you look at the summary section, see how this changes. Let's do that again. So look at the difference as I use lowercase t. Now if you use lowercase m, that changes the display for the memory usage. So as you see here, look at how it changes. Now there's a few other commands that you use while you're using top, but I'm not going to go over all the commands, so go ahead and take a look and see what other commands you can utilize in top and let me know in the comments below. Now when it comes to top gives you some information that you normally don't see in the PS command, and we didn't go over them, but I'm actually curious if you guys know what they are. Leave me a comment in the comment section below if you guys know what PR stands for, if you know what NI stands for, vert, res, SHR, and some of the other ones we've actually already covered. So we've covered PID, we covered user, we covered S for status, we covered %CPU, we covered %mem, we covered time, and we also covered command. But I'm curious what these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different columns are. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys absolutely do not find what they are, or you're not sure, let me know if you're interested in a video and we'll go ahead and make that. So how do we get out of top? And it's just like Vim, we use Q for quit. And so now we are back on the terminal. Now I'm going to teach you guys another command that is actually a little bit nicer to use from a visual perspective than top. And this command is called htop. I'm going to preface this and say that htop is not included with the RHEL distro by default. So meaning this command will not work unless you install the application itself. And we haven't gotten to that section yet of how do we manage packages on your RHEL distribution. So for now, just know that this exists and you can see it in a prettier format. But top comes standard, so you'll be able to use that. But htop, know that it exists, and in the future we can talk about how we go ahead and install htop to get a prettier version of what we were seeing before. So one other command that I want to show you guys, and it's very good for monitoring your resource usage, is called the vmstat command. So if we go into the man page for vmstat, you can see that vmstat report virtual memory statistics. So let's go ahead and hit Q for quit. And if I were to do a vmstat 1.5, you can see that it's giving you some output here, and the output shows you system performance, including process, memory, and CPU activity. And it does so every second, and it gives it 5 times. So as an example, if I were to change 1 and 5, so every second, and I want 10 of them, you can change that to a 10 and hit enter. And every second, you're going to see a new response come, and you're going to see 10 of those. Now, in the interest of understanding what is in this particular section when it comes to the memory, let's review what these particular columns mean so that way you can understand what you're looking at. Some of these other ones under swap, IO, system, or CPU, I won't go over in detail in this video, but at least I want to go over the memory because this is actually very important. If you guys are interested in viewing some of the other sections and understanding what that is, let me know in the comments below and I'll go ahead and make a deeper dive video on those particular sections. So the first one that we're going to go over on the list is what's called swapped, or SWPD. And this column shows you the amount of virtual memory that has been swapped out to the disk, and that is in kilobytes. Now, swapping occurs when the system moves data from RAM to the swap space, which is basically space on the hard drive, in order to free up physical memory. Now, here's something interesting to think about. If you have a large and consistently growing swapped value, that may indicate that the system is running low on physical memory, and it's forcing it to rely on a slower disk swap space. As hard drives have gotten much faster with NVMe drives, it's not as slow as it used to be with an actual spinning hard drive. Now let's talk about free memory, this section over here. And this memory represents the amount of physical memory that is currently unused in kilobytes and available for new processes or for existing processes that require more memory. Now, one thing to know on free value, if you have a very low free value, that indicates that your system is close to exhausting its available physical RAM. All right, so let's move on to buff now. What does buff mean? Now, this value over here is in kilobytes, and it shows the amount of memory used for buffers. And you may be asking, well, what are buffers? Well, buffers are temporary storage area for data that's being transferred between disk and RAM, such as, for example, if you're interested in writing towards a disk or you're reading from a disk. Sometimes, depending on what kind of disk you have, and especially if you have a spinning hard drive, reading and writing to a spinning hard drive is a slow process compared to reading and writing from random access memory. And these buffers are utilized in order to make it look like you're reading and writing much faster than you are. And that is where you'll often see buffers. And the last guy that I want to talk about now is in the cache section. And this is also in kilobytes as well. This indicates the amount of memory being used for disk caching. Now, cache storing is used for frequently accessed data from the disk. And that makes accessing that data much faster, since that data is already in RAM as opposed to going back and getting it from the hard drive. Now, one key point when it comes to cache, high values in this particular columns are usually good because it means that the system is using available RAM to speed up that disk operation performance by utilizing cache. Now, cache memory can be quickly freed up if another process needs more RAM. Now, in a nutshell, vmstat gives you a snapshot of how your system's memory is being utilized, at least for this particular section that we reviewed. Now, again, if you guys want to see in particular what some of the other columns mean, we can go over that in a later video if people are interested. So make sure you leave me a comment in the comment section below.
So welcome back, everyone. Great to see you back. And by the way, I'm pretty sure you all learned a lot when it comes to managing and monitoring Linux processes. Now, in every video I say this, if you didn't understand it, go ahead and rewatch the video again. Practice makes perfect. Remember, I didn't know this when I first started, and some of it was very, very confusing. So hopefully you guys rewatch the video if something wasn't clear. Also, leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know if something wasn't unclear, or if you guys love the video. I mean, again, I feed off of your energy. And if I'm doing an awesome job, guys, let me know in the comments below. Now, stay tuned to the channel as we're gonna upload more videos on engineering, tech, and finances. But more importantly, before you guys head out, I need you to do me a favor and go ahead and give me a like for the video, as it helps the channel grow. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. Also, make sure you ring the bell so that way you're notified whenever we upload new videos to the channel. Lastly, if my videos are helping you out and you really enjoy the content that I'm producing, make sure you go ahead and share it with a family member or friend so that way they can get into their tech journey, or they can probably learn a thing or two about money. So I'm gonna continue working out here, guys, as far as going for my daily walk and run and enjoy this beautiful scenery that you see behind me. And you guys stay tuned to the channel. Go ahead and practice as well what you learned today. But most importantly, I will see you all in the next video.